back to my channel. So today's video is a bronze eye. I mean, obviously you know what it is. You clicked on it. So I'm going to be showing you how to get this look. It's inspired. I'm not going to say it's inspired by Kylie and Chloe because I've seen this look literally like a million times, and I've done this look like, I'm not sure how many times, maybe like 2 or 3. So it's kind of inspired by Kylie and Chloe. The lip, for sure. I guess this is also not very completely inspired by them. So basically it's inspired just by the bronze and orange lip. But it's also the look that Kylie and Chloe both wore for their Chloe collection campaign thing. I really wanted to do it, and I was like, wow, I really want to film that look. And I haven't done a bronzy look. I have filmed a bronze tutorial, but I've never uploaded one. So this is my first bronze tutorial for the eyes. Then I paired it with this orange lip, obviously. I love this look. I love the boldness of the lip paired with these eyes. I think it's so pretty. It's one of my favorite looks ever to look at. I don't know if it's my favorite to wear, but I do feel some type of way when I'm wearing it. You know what I mean? If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Hey guys! So, as per usual, I'm starting with my brows, and like you saw in the last tutorial, I'm setting them with gel first. The reason I do this is so that when it dries, my hairs are set in place exactly where I want them, and that makes it easier for me to see exactly where I want to fill in my brows so that I don't overfill them or use product that I don't need. So now here I'm concealing underneath my brows because I still like them to look defined, so I'm doing that with a Morphe 432 brush, and then I buff the excess concealer onto the lid to create a base for the eyeshadow. Now I'm filling in the sparse areas of my brows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown, and I'm combing it through so that the product spreads through the brow and it breaks up some of that dried brow gel, so it's more of a flexible brow. And then I go in and lightly conceal the top of my brow just so it'll be the same color as my foundation. I don't have to be in the way of my brows when I apply my foundation. It adds more definition to the brow. But we want to use a light hand for the top because that'll make it appear more natural. Now I'm setting my lids so that we prevent creasing of the shadow, and I just use a translucent powder. You can even use an eyeshadow. But then moving on, I'm taking a big fluffy brush and this light peachy shade. It reminds me of Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie, but this one isn't as pigmented. I'm just throwing this all over so that we have kind of a transition shade. But then I took a denser fluffy brush and a slightly darker shade to really get the product loaded into the crease, and that worked better for color payoff. Now we're starting to define the eye. We don't want the look too warm or orange, so I'm taking a medium neutral brown, and on a small bullet brush, I'm basically contouring my eye and almost changing its shape, just so it flatters my face. So for me, I put this throughout the whole crease, keeping it pretty low, then giving it a slight swooped wing, but bringing it back into the crease and then blending out the color. And I'll show you guys here again on the other eye just so you get a little demonstration. Now for the lid, I'm using a Sigma E55 and some concealer, and I'm carving out the lid shape. I'm doing this to help with the contour of the eye as well. So sometimes I like my eyes to look lifted, and I'll make the lid shape turn up in the outer edge slightly just for an uplifted appearance, and that's what I'm doing. Then on top of that, I'm packing on this bronze shimmer shade. You can use any color you want or any shade of bronze. I used more of an old gold kind of greenish bronze shade rather than a coppery bronze, and then I chopped that off with a shade just a little bit lighter than that. So the camera stopped filming, but I added more of the neutral brown into the crease after I put the lid shade on. And then I just wanted to blend out the lid shade into the transition. Then I also added a little bit more of the shadow to add more depth and to really help shape my eye. And then I added more of the lid shade so that it wasn't washed away. Then I'm lining my eyes with this Rimmel ScandalEyes felt tip liner. I'm making a thin to medium sized line and ending it with a small wing. This is again to help shape the eyes. I like keeping the eyes wearable, and when I want to do that, I don't draw a huge line and a wing, otherwise it's too dramatic for the look that I want. But I also just sketched out this line. Honestly, the more imperfect and smudged it is, the better. You can even use a black or brown pencil for this. I just don't have any right now, but if you guys like a bold, thick, winged liner, you do you. So I'm curling my lashes, applying waterproof mascara because it's the only thing that keeps my lashes curled, and then I'm applying the same lashes from the last tutorial, and it'll be in the description box below. I wipe away all my fallout after the top of my eyes are done, and then for foundation I'm using MAC's Pro Longwear Foundation NC25, and I mix it with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation in number 3, and then I blended this out using a Real Techniques beauty sponge. Then I used the Morphe color wheel and the orange shade in it to correct my under eye bags. You can find any corrector from literally anywhere. And then I used Tarte's Shape Tape Concealer in light neutral to conceal other areas of my face as well as under my eyes. Next, to bronze up my skin, I'm using Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel on a Morphe E8, and I'm putting that in the hollow of my cheek and the perimeter of my face, so my temples, my forehead, my jawline, and I connect the hollow of my cheek to the jawline, just like the 3E method. You guys can look that up probably. And then I also add this to the nose so that I'm bronzed in the center of my face as well, because my nose usually does get hit by the sun when I'm outside. I'm cleaning up underneath the hollow of my cheek with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Sand. This will help the way I like to shape my face and contour it. I'll blend out the creases under my eyes if I have any, then I set it with the Coty Airspun powder and Real Techniques sculpting brush, and I also set the places I get oily. Then using a Real Techniques blush brush, I'm setting the other places of my face where I like more coverage with the MAC Studio Fix powder in C3. Now for under the eyes, I'm taking that same medium neutral brown as well as a reddish brown, and on a small e.l.f. brush, I'm smudging this along the bottom lash line, starting from the outer corner, working that line inwards. Then to top it off, I'm adding the same bronzy gold right on top and buffing that along there to add some smoke to the bottom, and I'm also connecting this to the shadow on top. This will help with the shape of my eye, because if I extend it a bit, it does create the illusion that my eyes are bigger. So then I added a little bit more of a sunshine yellowy gold on the inner half to brighten up the look. Mascara to the bottom lashes, and make sure you highlight the inner corner. I'm pretty sure I forgot here, so. Okay, finishing off the face, I'm taking Makeup Forever's Pro Bronze Fusion, and I'm bronzing all around the perimeter of my face just like I did with that cream bronzer. And then regardless of if I've applied too much product or not, I always go back in with my powder brush, no extra product, and I buff and blend between each step of the sculpting. After bronzer, I blend. After blush, I blend. After highlight, I blend. No extra product again. I just want the face to be really buffed out. Okay, I'm using MAC Springsheen blush, and it's a really pretty pinky coral with a slight gold shimmer mixed into it. But later on, I straight up just took an orangey eyeshadow and added that on top to match the lips more, because that worked way better. Then these two Kylighters, Salted Caramel first and then Cotton Candy Cream. I highlighted my cheeks, my forehead, my nose, Cupid's bow and chin. Then busting out the Anastasia lip palette, I used the bright neon orange shade, which is number 7, and I added a little bit of number 3, which is a dark orangey brown, just to make it a little less neon and a little more like the color Doll from the Coco collection. But you can even add some of the red primary. I've done that, and then you can even add a little bit more yellow. You can even use just the bright orange. I just really like this lip. It's so pretty. Okay, so here you see I'm just applying these orange eyeshadows, and it doesn't look this crazy in person. I just put the brightness down. Again, I explained so you can see the colors better. Otherwise, it gets washed out, but I promise my face doesn't look this crazy in person. And my blush does die down at the end of the day, so it's all right. It's all right. We are fine. We're good. It looks more natural in person. We're fine. Okay. Alright guys, well that is the completed look. This is one of my favorite looks, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to give it a thumbs up before you leave, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.